Merry Christmas from the Ballater Gallery and come on inside. Well, Merry Christmas, and I'm glad you've come inside because as you'll have seen from the video outside, it's not been the best weather here in the middle of December at the Ballater Gallery. Anyway, I am delighted. Here we are with our final newsletter of the year, and everything, or 99.9% of things in the gallery are new for the winter show. We wanted to let you see, I think, how brilliantly Fiona has decorated the window. And I think also the whole team, not really me, but thanks to John and Marion for putting together such a wonderful winter show. In the window, you saw two exceptional paintings by Denise Findlay. Just beautiful, sort of based on the three graces. One with the black, one with the cream backgrounds. And I just felt there was a little bit of something, I don't know, quite atmospheric, ethereal about them. And I've got a funny feeling by the time you watch this, one might be sold. Anyway, I'm going to give you a tour. So what do we have around? Let's have a look in the easels. We have two gorgeous new paintings of Ailsa Craig, an Ayrshire, not far from Turnberry, by Robert Kelsey. Classy, beautiful, calming. Another one here by Robert, which I think is gorgeous. Now, if I've got this right, it's called Sand End, but I have a funny feeling friends who go there locally, regularly, call it Sanine or something like that. But I want to take you on a little bit of a tour of what's been hung. Gorgeous new Liz Knox. Liz doesn't paint in the numbers of some of our other artists, and I am absolutely cock-a-hoop to have this classy painting. It's well priced, it's called the Pink Bookmark, and it brings a bit of light to the show. Tom, go up to the Faulkner, please. We have not one, not two, and we've waited a long time, but at last we've got three new Ian Faulkners. This is Pink and Ember. We'll let Warm Sun and Wake drop in. If you want to go there, Tom. This is the Warm Sun Winter. As far as I'm aware from Ian Faulkner, what happened was, he's got the love of the Riva boat. If you look at the detail of the feet and the boat, few people, Scottish artists, can paint the intricacy and the detail which Faulkner sees on the lone protagonist, the person, be it a man or a woman, standing on their own in their thoughts. I think it's Loch Eck on the west coast of Scotland on the Riva boat. The clarity, the mood is quite phenomenal. So come on back here, Tom, and let's go up to the wonderful new Kirsty Wither landscape. Kirsty Wither paints in an abstract manner. This one is because we came upon the poppies. Gorgeous mix of green and pink, which I've always liked together. Thick, painterly, just happy, joyous painting. It'd be a wonderful gift. Going over to the left, Tom, we've got the caretaker's bike. Now, George Birrell never says where the painting is of, but I don't know, I've got a very strong feeling this could be Crathis or Craigievar. Moving down, Tom, to below the fish, if you have a look at George's other brand new painting, which is just fabulous in a slightly different style. You've got the houses, it's called Red on Green, and zoom in, Tom, just and to see the oranges and greens, really quite different. Have a look at the peep, Tom, at the Jackie Henderson painting there. It's called Keeping Cozy. Now, we think we have something for everybody here. I mean, what a great gift. Keeping Cozy. A lady I remember bought 3 Jackie Hendersons for her granddaughters last year, and that's just with a hot water bottle. And talking about Jackie Hendersons, Murphy in his new mustard jumper, Mabel in her new jumper, they've all sold. They'll drop in and Tom will let you see the red dots of what's been selling by Jackie. But a quick peep, Tom, at this other big Liz Knox. As I said earlier, Liz isn't painting much these days. Big name, big part of the PAI in Glasgow, and just very classy, very, very confident painter. Talking about big names, look at this Muriel Barclay. called Nelt. Now, there are two new nudes, and they're big. They're not big, they're small. This is only a 12 by 12 canvas, but when you look at the incredibly classy, very expensive frame, it brings it up to probably about 20 inches. And another big name, Marion Drummond, there are new paintings for the Winter Show on her website right now, but that one there is pink and white. And go back, Tom, please, to the David Smith. David Smith is still right up there as one of our biggest selling artists. And I think a lobster was sold yesterday, but this one here is an Atlantic salmon. It's a big painting, 18 by 25. I think the person who bought the lobster said to me that it was to go in the same wall as an aga, and they just look really, really good in kitchens. If you do a gradual turn here, Tom, let's have a look at this David Smith. This is called Deserted Croft at Ballater. I think I've told people that David Smith is an avid mountaineer. He's a cyclist. He never really stops, and he'll often paint on plein air, and he'll often sleep outdoors, and he sees things in the light that other people don't. When you look at the colours here, Tom, it is amazing. You know, that you've got turquoise, you've got lilac, you've got green, you've got mustards, and you've got the moon, and he sees things in the light which other people don't. This is just being unpacked. This is a new painting by Alistair Little, and I've got to say, this one is called Embers. We sold another painting with a red velvet chair by Alistair. And Alistair's on I think it was called Out of Sight, sold very quickly last month. But Tom will show you, we've now got 6 new paintings by Alistair Little. And right as I speak, we don't have them here, but they're arriving in a consignment very, very soon. And Tom will drop in the new paintings by Alistair. There's a really clever one of children outside a croft in Ardnamurchan. Have a look at this painting behind me, Tom. So this is glorious. This one here. This is by Anne Oram. It's Dahlias and Cosmos. I asked Anne to paint one of her biggies. It's acrylic on paper onto board. Anne often paints these on the floor. And the flowers have to be around. And she started painting this, I think maybe in September, and finished it probably the end of October. It then went to a guy, Mark Greer, who's a brilliant framer. And again, the framing is so important when you look at the gold leaf and the gesso on this glorious painting. We peep at this one, Tom, in the middle. Ryan Mutter, we haven't managed to have new paintings by Ryan for quite a while. Now, all of you will know, well, I suppose all of you will know, that Ryan is really quite famous for his dockland scenes from Glasgow and Newcastle, but these are gorgeous new landscapes, and that's Elgol, which I think is sky, and look right up there, please, Tom, and that is Glencoe. Total different type of painting by Ryan Mutter, but I think, from what I think a total triumph. Tom, would you have a look at the new Stephen Mangans, please? So Stephen Mangan is selling incredibly well across Britain right now, and he'd a near sellout show at my friend Ailey, who owns the Morningside Gallery, a recent one-man show for Stephen, and this is just a stunner. Boy with a newspaper hat. It's the abstract, it's the irony, and then have a look at this big, beautiful harbour scene. And Stephen just manages to totally get the colour and the mood. We were talking, Tom, about Anne Oram's big one in the window, but if you could do a left just to look at her Chinese lanterns in the new jug. Very, very classy. Look at the way she's got that wonderful, I've forgotten the name of the type of pottery that the jug's made for. Anne's painted this on acrylic on a gesso board. And Anne will jump around between oils, acrylics, mixed medias, but I think she's got that one 10 out of 10. And look at the lovely little cup and saucer. In fact, we sold a painting by Jackie Henderson recently, so quickly of the cup and saucer. Tom, if you could have a look at the fabulous Jack Morocco. So, yes, everybody knows we hit a record selling Jack Morocco's first painting, I believe, at 55 or was it 57,000, and then we went and sold another biggie. This is what I would call a proper sized Jack Morocco, including the frame. It's about 3 feet by 3 feet. Utter class studio still life. It's called Violin and Harlequin. The colours, the burnt oranges mixed with the orange as in the greens, just show the confidence of an artist right at his peak. Have a look, Tom, at the Aix-en-Provence one. It's called Café on the Corner. Listen, I'm get a little bit fed up with different people, even some who I work with pronunciations with X and whatever, but let's jump between tomatoes and tomatoes, but I think it's X. Andrew Thompson to the left. Andrew Thompson's painted new paintings for us, all for the show. A lot have sold already, but here we have Caledon Vase and Oranges, 2023. And skip down, please, Tom, and then you've got Famille Vert jars. Absolutely incredible, like mandarin jars. For a bit of fun next, well, it's not fun, but look at Hannah Cassignel's. Look what she's painted for us. She's painted the royal tea, and it's basically a Tunnock's tea cake. And if you come over here, please, Tom, look at these. We've got, I mean, what a gift for Christmas. If somebody you know has got an in-house cinema, they've got a bar, look at the level of detail in the 12-year-old Macallan and the Harris Gin. They actually go very, very well as a pair. And they're just superb, frankly. A new painting, we haven't even got the tag up on the wall because something sold here earlier today. In fact, it was a huge Andrew Thompson rose. But this is a gorgeous new big painting. I think it's Dornoch by Roseanne Barr. And I know we're jumping around a little bit here, no doubt giving you a headache, but Hannah Cassignel, iconic caramel log. And above that, Cecilia, again, one of our most successful artists, right in terms of numbers, has painted the Divine, which I think is the Mirabelle Rosie bottle. And she just gets the sort of sexiness and the drama when she paints silverware with glass. Right at the bottom, Tom, if your knees are okay to go with, we've got David Schofield. Now, David Schofield sold a few recently, and one was called Thistle and the Rose. And this one is just cracking, called Time Blows By. David Schofield lives in an apartment in the Stockbridge area of Edinburgh, and it's communal gardens, and they give him ideas, and we sold the Thistle and the Rose very, very quickly. It'll drop in of the rugby players. And this one here, I think, is we were just talking about, it's something different for David, and he's enjoying that. A lot of the artists, when we ask them to paint for the winter show, they like doing something a little bit different. If you do an about turn, Tom, and just have a look at Marion Drummond's, there's still cling film on it, but the jam tarts, everybody associates Marion Drummond with flowers, really, or ballet dancers, but there she goes with jam tarts, and wouldn't that look good again in any traditional kitchen? So that's a little bit about Marion Drummond, and have a look at this David Schofield. This is an important painting to me because this was actually painted as our Christmas card. So if you're on our mailing list, I'm pretty sure you'll be getting a Christmas card with this fabulous birdcage with the robin from David. There's a lot kind of going on here right now. Have a look at the bronze, Tom. This is a David Meredith stag. Most of you will know I get quite involved in charity auctions, sometimes for friends. And one of my friends organised a charity auction in Aberdeen recently. We had a full-size David Meredith stag, which went for about £100,000. And David has started bringing out an edition for us here, very heavy, and about 2 feet maybe, of a solid bronze stag. This will probably be around the 2,500 mark, which is very good value. Talking about bronzes, bronze have been selling well, and by the time you receive this, we'll have three new, very important new Lawrence Broderick bronzes. But have a look, Tom, if you don't mind, just here with the hair, the tits, the kingfisher, all by David Meredith, and they're the swallows. They're just fabulous gifts at this time of year. And we were also talking between us about new paintings, small paintings, for the people that have got everything. The new Christine MacArthur's Cooksadati, I think, if I've pronounced that right, it's a sweet delicacy. And if you have a look at the other one, Tom, that's Biscontini at Cafe, and they're just lovely for open plan kitchens. Now, we haven't even got the titles here yet, but just arrived today, new paintings by Astrid Trugg. Go right to the top, please, Tom, and that is a gorgeous new painting by Ruth Corbett. The wonderful Ruth Corbett has been selling like hotcakes. She's sold wine and fruits, we've sold raspberries, we've sold blueberries, we've sold spoilt for choice. And as a result of her success, have a look at the ones on the floor, Tom. Ruth has painted another 8 new paintings for us, and these have just arrived, glorious as a pair. They're only £580, and they're superbly painted, Tom. If you're still on your knees there, there's another one by Ruth. And we also have a selection of new paintings by Jennifer Mackenzie, which are just in, and we've got an incredible new painting by Jenny Matthews, which isn't hanging here right at this moment, but will be brought out by courier tomorrow. I think we're just wanting to really give you an idea on lots of things that are happening, Tom. If you wouldn't mind going right to the top, Ewan McGregor, we don't get many paintings from Ewan, and the way he manages to paint in this very clever architectural manner. Look at this of the Cratty Kirk, famous by the royals. And I think what hopefully you'll see the way that my colleagues have hung the paintings. We've got real variety. And if you go down to this absolutely superb Paps of Jura from Kilmorey Beach by the wonderful Anne Skinner, it's a decent size. You know, that's about 80 by 80 centimetres, including its beautiful white frame. Maybe if you're watching this from abroad, you've got memories of Scotland. Jenny Matthews was up painting in the summer, and she's really known, as you know, as being one of the most talented painters of florals and botanicals. But these are just lovely of the River Dee. And right down here, Tom, we've got new paintings in from Moy Mackay, which, well, I'm saying paintings, of course, really pieces of work. And these are made with felt and stitch, and they have an immediate warmth. I think I started waffling about Astrid Trugg. So we've got 3, I think, new paintings by Astrid, and don't have the prices, maybe 4 new paintings by her. And hopefully, again, what we're trying to say is we've curated something for everyone. Tom, do you mind going up to have a look at the little Lynn Patillos? Lynn doesn't paint much, but again, we seem to do very well for her. There's 2 little girls on ponies. I think that will give so many people so many memories. Let's sit down for a chat just before we go, Tom, okay? Okay, so you've now had the tour of how the gallery's looking. You must remember that as the business has grown, we now have a store in Ballater. We have a store come viewing room in Aberdeen. The viewing room has proven particularly successful, and we normally, I wouldn't say we're open to the public, but we usually have it manned every Wednesday. But I'd still prefer when people want to go and see. There might be 70 paintings there at the moment, and if you're in Aberdeen and you want a peep, just get in touch with info at Ballater Gallery to come into town. I'm just actually unwrapping this. It's like Christmas here. These Astrid Truggs, which I mentioned earlier, they really are special. And it's funny, because I think the fun of the newsletter is just, again, picking on different things. This has just been sold, and this is going off to Glasgow on Monday with our regular courier. So people keep saying to us on social media and our internet basis, or whatever you call it, they like to know what's selling. They like to know maybe investment. I'm not going to be like some of the London galleries and say follow us for investment advice, because I don't feel qualified, in all honesty. But we have some super paintings in by, if you like, our big name artists. We have sold The Candle, which had been here for a good few months, by Stuart Lou Gatherer. We've sold Out of Sight by Alistair Little. I've mentioned all the new paintings coming in by Alistair. A lot of you follow. In fact, somebody said to me the other week, David, you had 2 new paintings in by Joe Hargan. I looked on the Friday, wanted to organise on the Monday to come and see you. I've checked on the website on the Monday, we're both sold. And I thought, is that right? And it was true. One was called That Darn Cat. One was called Me Time. Both sold like that. Delighted for Joe, an incredible artist and in huge demand here. And he has just literally finished a new painting for us called A Question of Balance. And I'll put a bet on with you that A Question of Balance will be sold by the time this video comes out. Could be wrong. We're talking about other artists, you know, Colin Fraser. Colin Fraser was our newest signing at the beginning of last year, maybe around March. He's the top class painter. We're his only gallery apart from London and one in America. And he's the chap who paints wonderful still lifes or landscapes using egg tempera. And Colin's sent me 3 new paintings, and they've all sold. 2 of them were called, one was called Crystal, one was called Lumarin, and I know that one's in a gorgeous house in Aberdeen, and the other one is in a beautiful house in Chelsea. So they go everywhere. Alison Cowan, more moderately priced. You can pick up Alison Cowan paintings here from between £395, £400 up to about £3,000. And again, you'll see lots of new paintings from her and from Moy Mackay. Emma Davis sold, what did Emma sell recently? She sold Blossom and Bluebells. And if you have a look, we still have a gorgeous painting of St Andrews Beach. David Smith, we were talking about him. We've got lots of new paintings by David Smith. One that's particularly beautiful, it'll drop in now as we're talking about it. A cracker of Ballater, the village of Ballater by David Smith. But what's David sold? You can rattle them off. Horse Mackerel, Ballater in Early Snow, John's Haven Harbour, Autumn Birch Forest. Just a selection of what David Smith sold since our last newsletter. Andrew Thompson, we sold Orange on a Pewter Plate, the Chewan Famille, and the great big single painting of a rose only sold today. So all I wanted to say is, I think there's lots happening here. We'll certainly send paintings to you as usual. We want to help you get the right gift. I had a couple in today, and they were actually buying a Christmas present to each other and to share the painting, and we've couriered it to Ayrshire. So that's really a little bit about what's happening in Ballater. It's very exciting. I think you'll have to agree, well over 95%, maybe 97% new paintings hanging here. If you have any inquiries about any of the paintings at all, particularly some which are likely to go quickly, the Faulkners, the Moroccos, Hargans, try and come back to me really quickly at info@Ballater Gallery. I think the plan is that we're going to be closed on Christmas Day and Boxing Day and on the 1st of January. So we should be open from the 27th and then from the 2nd onwards. We'll continue to be winter hours, which are 11 till 4, and we'll be closed on a Tuesday. So anyway, don't feel you have to come to Ballater. Feel free just to get in touch with us at any time. In the meantime, I just would like to say on behalf of all the team here at the Ballater Gallery, Happy Christmas.